What is up, everybody? J Nell here with my UFC 216 recap video. It happened last night. I hope you saw it. It was a great event. I saw it this morning. I was up to about 6 a.m. and it was totally worth it because I was coming back from Vegas when it happened, so I missed it. But it was a great event. I made 6 predictions. Only 5 of the fights happened because of the Brooks-Lentz fight was canceled. There was also a pullout from Derek Lewis as well. Out of those 5 fight predictions, I did get 3, and there were 2 draws. So the draws, but I got 3 of the picks, so I win. Now, let's talk about what happened here. First, on the prelims, I chose Lando Vannata to beat Bobby Green. This fight was a draw, and I actually agree. Lando Vannata clocked him early in the first round, had him on the ground and pound, nearly finished. Bobby Green had him reeling for like majority of the round. We're talking a 10-8 round here, although Vegas has not adopted those new rules. Now, there was some controversy here. There was a point taken away from Lando due to an illegal knee. As Bobby was getting up, he had one knee still on the ground, and it looked like Lando landed a knee, but when we saw on the replay, he did not land the knee. It was all thigh knee. It was all thigh knee, which is not illegal at all. So MMA, we got to talk about getting some kind of replay, some kind of video confirmation. These calls, it's not the first time this has happened, and that's a big deal. You took a point away, making this round 9-9, especially since Vegas doesn't have the new rules. But even under old rules, quite frankly, this round could have been a 10-8. That's how dominant Lando was. But point taken away, 9-9. Now into the second round. Bobby Green totally won the second round. Lando waned. He blew his gas tank trying to finish Bobby Green there in that first round. Bobby Green totally took advantage. That jab, slick jab that I don't think Lando even saw coming. He was able to open his whole face up. He was able to muscle up against the cage, had some nice dirty boxing. That second round was all Bobby Green. The third round was much, much closer. I believe that Lando landed a little bit more of the significant shots, but they were both landing. And this was a great fight. Great fight. And I agree with the draw because of the point being taken away. However, again, if there was some kind of replay and you see that it was not an illegal shot, then that means Lando would have won this fight. So, MMA, you got to get with that video confirmation. Now, on to the main event. Here comes the second draw of the night, which I do not agree with. I chose Beneil Dariush to beat Evan Dunham. This was called a draw, and I think that Beneil won. The first round, he nearly finished Evan as well. But as we know with Evan Dunham, I think this is his strategy. I'm going to let you whoop my ass for the first round, maybe even the second round, and then I'm going to finish you, or come back and win the next 2 rounds. But this is how he wins all of his, look at all of his fights. Evan be getting whooped. And then he comes back and dishes out equal, if not more. He'll finish the opponent. He'll bust him up even more for the next 2 rounds. It's very exciting. It's the reason why he's a fan favorite. Everything that Beneil was throwing was so sharp and so powerful. Everything he threw, you could basically hear the kicks, you could hear the shots. And like I said, he had you want to say near finish, but it's Evan Dunham. So it's like he just whooped him up for the first round. So totally won the first round. And again, gas tank waned a little bit because this is Evan Dunham, and Evan Dunham had his second win. He came back in that second round and he won. I think he edged out that second round, not nearly as dominantly as Beneil won the first round. In the third round, I think Beneil won. I think he clearly landed the more significant shots. If you look at the actual stats, he actually outlanded Evan in every department. Some of it by like in the tens and the dozens. So I feel like Beneil won the third round. I think he won the first and the third. I disagree with the draw. I think Beneil won. So you let me know what you think and why. Controversy. It was a great fight either way. Great fight either way. But I believe Beneil won. Now, on to this pick. The next 3 picks I got. So I chose, I chose Fabricio Verdum to beat Derek Lewis. He didn't fight Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis pulled out. Apparently he got injured in practice or in training. Someone let me know what happened there. What was the injury with Derek Lewis? He fought Walt Harris instead. Poor guy. You know, you gotta get in where you fit in when you're trying to get in the UFC. So he took the fight short notice against Fabricio Verdum and got submitted in the first round, and it was easy. It was easy for Fabricio. He got him down on the ground. Got his back, went for the rear naked, and then smoothly transitioned like a flyweight with his big old butt into the arm bar and submitted him. It was pretty. It was pretty. And so, of course, he wants that title shot. He is the number 2, I believe, ranked heavyweight. So who do you think he should fight next? Fabricio Verdum, again, did not fight Derek Lewis. Walt Harris, you tried. A way to step in. Maybe you can get... This will probably earn Walt Harris an actual shot with an actual training camp against another heavyweight. So look out for Walt Harris. And again, who do you think Fabricio Verdum should fight next? Now, on to the first of the title shots. And still and history-making UFC flyweight champion Demetrious Mighty Mouse Johnson. He successfully defeated Ray Borg, and I would say it was a boring fight, except for the finish that we got here. They could have took a nap for 4.5 rounds for this finish, and I would have been completely satisfied. Let's talk about this historic, his 11th title defense, breaking Anderson Silva's record, and this might be a record that stands. I don't know if anyone's gonna break this for a while. Let's talk about it. The whole fight, just had an answer for Ray Borg, just was able to take him down, all just inventive. Every time Ray would try to counter move, Mighty Mouse had something for him. He had quicker hand speed. Ray covers distance really quickly. I believe in the second round, he actually took Mighty Mouse down. When Mighty Mouse popped right back up, though, he even jumped up on his back for a minute there, and then Mighty Mouse shook him off. He had some body movement positioning victories where he was able to muscle Mighty Mouse, like turn him on the cage and things of that nature, was able to get up with steady fighting. So he had some victories there, but he's 24 years old. His inexperience was definitely showing here. He thought he could out-scramble Demetrious, but Demetrious literally, he's the closest thing to being technically perfect as you can get. He has an answer for everything, and that includes scrambles. Every time you think you're gonna scramble, every time you think you got his weight off balance or something like that, you don't. You're not going anywhere. Oh, he got there first with your scramble. Oh no, you're still on the ground. That's it. He schooled him. He schooled him, and it got to the point where I started to lose. It was my attention started, started talking, started talking. I started texting, excuse me. This was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Started texting some of the people I know in like Atlanta and stuff who had already watched it, stuff like that. Started fixing me something to eat, and then the 5th round comes. More of the same. Demetrious has his back, but Ray had stood up. So he's got his back, he's got his arms around his waist, and Ray's trying to, break the arm, trying not to get taken back down. And then he kind of moved to try to go for like an elbow, spinning elbow. And as Demetrious feels his weight get off balance, you hear him in his voice. He lugs him up for what we think is a suplex. He literally, you can hear it. And on the way down, catches his arm and slaps on an arm bar as soon as it hit the ground. Suplex into an arm bar. Amazing. Video game character. Submitted him. And Ray fought it, boy. He fought it. He was fighting, boy. Now, he's tough, man. He's tough, and he's strong and much bigger than Demetrious too. But he was fighting. And then as soon as Demetrious, you have to get the wrist up, or you got to get the elbow up and the wrist turn. You got to get the right leverage. And he had it on the one hip at first, then he got on the other hip. But as soon as the elbow bent inward, you saw it, and Ray. You saw it. Like it was beautiful. It was beautiful and different and violent and vicious and creative, and you're the best. Pound for pound, you're the best, Demetrious. You're the best. Okay. What do you think is next for Demetrious? I'm down with everybody. We all want the super fight, whether it be the winner or the loser of the Garbrandt Dillashaw fight. I am. Let's test him. He's a video game character. Let's level up. Next level. All right. Main event, and I got this pick as well, and new UFC lightweight interim lightweight champion. I feel weird even announcing it with all that vibrato. Interim. Okay. Anyway, champion, Mr. Tony Ferguson, Mr. El Cucuy. He beat Kevin Lee, and I got this pick out. No, this was a good fight, boy. Kevin Lee came out and he won that first round. He was real big, real strong. We had real big shoulder. He looked bigger than usual, and that worried me from the beginning because I was like, this is a 5-round fight. And Tony, we know he's got great cardio, and we know that he can go through getting his butt whooped, and he gets stronger as the fight goes on. So Kevin won the first round. He had a nice jab that was landing. Tony had his hands down a little bit, and he was making me frustrated. He was able to get Tony. Actually, I think Tony tried to take him down, and in the exchange, Kevin landed on top or something, or he was able to reverse it. But Kevin ended up on top on the ground. He was able to basically finish almost that entire round out like that, landing some nice ground and pound. So great first round for Kevin Lee. He went back to his corner, though, and said he was tired. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's only been 1 round. I knew he would lose after that, because this is Tony. Well, you can't get tired after one round with El Cocoy. So, second round come in and Tony got loose. He got comfortable. He started to find his range, and he really started to bother Kevin. I mean, he had shots coming out of nowhere. He was talking trash. They were both talking trash. Kevin got emotional, and as he got emotional, he got more tired, and you could tell from the beginning of the second round that he had slowed down, less steam off his shots. Tony could defend the takedowns, and then when he did take Tony down, Tony was slapping up submission attempts. He was getting attacked. Tony was attacking him. So Tony won the second round, in my opinion. Although it wasn't devastating, Kevin was still landing shots, still landing devastating shots. Again, had nice, quick hand speed, was real big and strong, was winning some of the muscle positioning up against the cage. But again, I believe Tony won the second round. And then the third round, honey, Kevin gets him on the ground again, which is one of the most dangerous positions you can be with Tony Ferguson, quite frankly. Gets him down on the ground. Tony slaps up a triangle, and didn't even have the arm across the chin, but he did have the leg positioning, and he did pull the head down, and it was enough. Third round, and new interim lightweight champion. So afterwards, people were chanting Tony throughout the entire fight, which I really like to see, because like I've been saying, I was like, Tony is a star. He's awkward. He's awkwardly serious, and I think his fans will find him, and I think they have. They were chanting his name throughout this entire fight. Afterwards, he did a little bit of breakdance and everything. People went crazy. Afterwards, he called out Conor McGregor, McNuggets, as he called him. And he's like, I'm gonna kick your ass, MFer, which I thought was, I didn't think he utilized that moment. I would have went a little more psychological with it, like, bro, you a paper champion. You, as he said before, this is Tony's words, not mine. He's like, you're a paper champion. You've had one fight in our division, and you have a belt. You're a paper champion. A lot of folks would agree with that. He could have said something to that, like, dude, you've been skipping out on our sport to make your money. You've made it now. Let me go ahead and let you retire. Let me send you home to your new baby. Like, I would have said something like that, something a little bit more than just, I'm gonna kick your ass, you know what I mean? So I think that was an opportunity missed. I would have went a little bit deeper. You made your money. Let me turn you into a stay-at-home dad. You know what I mean? So, but other than that, great event, great fight, two champions. The first, of course, historic history in the making for Mighty Mouse, pound for pound the best, and then Tony Ferguson, who we will see against Mr. Conor McGregor, or who is the lightweight champion. Okay, all right. Let me know how you done, your picks, any injury updates, and just any thoughts on this incredible event, all the controversies, the pullouts, and that whole nine. And follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm on Snapchat now. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care. Goodbye.